What's going on there, guys? Good afternoon. Good morning to some out there. It is the Earthmaster here on this beautiful Tuesday, April 26, 2022 date. It's about 11:24 a.m. California time. Latest quake shows some movement down here into the South America region with a 3.1 earthquake striking into the Peru-Chile Trench. Let's go ahead and check out some activity around the globe. We're going to start off here with the Yellowstone because there's not a whole lot going on there at Yellowstone, right? Tend to watch this occasionally for some movement, but today not a whole lot going on. No swarming. This over here, folks, seismograph stations do contain errors. These are not any type of land uplift or movement or anything like that. I see these seismographs all the time, and a lot of times there's errors and technical errors behind the scenes here. So if this was land movement, we would be seeing it all across the probably across the entire state of Wyoming. All right, looking at USGS map here. Let's go ahead and check this out. 2.5 and above shows a little bit of spotty activity, pretty much worldwide. We haven't seen any major movement. Some activity down here south into or over into the Puerto Rico area. Looking at the all magnitudes here, kind of brings up the number a little bit, but not much. Down here in the Morelos Trough, Morelos, can't remember how to pronounce that correctly, but yeah, this trough area right here. A couple different regions. You got the Puerto Rico Trench up here, and this trough down here to the south, creating this swarming activity here in this region. It's almost like an ongoing event for swarming. But anyway, a 4.1 down here in that trough area at 96 kilometers into the region. So a little bit of uptick here just to the south of Puerto Rico as well with that 4.1. South America, although we're not seeing anything here on the USGS map, there's definitely quite a few earthquakes in the region of the South America area. We'll go ahead and check out the EMSC model for the latest map details here, and you can see right there in the area quite a few 3s and 2s kicking off here into the central part of the South America region here over the last day or so. Latest quake there shows that 3.1 that was on the Earthquake 3D globe. So nothing major, just quite a few 3s kicking off here in that region of the world. Across the Pacific plate here, we got some further movement around the Tonga and the Fiji Islands area. Of course, we've seen this, seen a 600 kilometer deep earthquake yesterday. Since then, a couple more deeper ones, including a 4.6 here at 599 kilometers, a 4.4 at 544. So some further deep movement adjusting down there into the Tonga Trench. So in terms of increased seismic activity, should be ramping up here pretty soon with all that deep movement we've been seeing. A little activity here near the Vanuatu area, 86 kilometers for a 4.7. And up around the Indonesia area, Java Trench, all pretty quiet today. We can look at the EMSC model and definitely see that we got some 3s and 2s kicking off in the region. We'll go ahead and zoom into the area here. And definitely some earthquake activity out there. See the 3s. Looks like there's even a 4 in there as well that the USGS is not picking up around that region, which is no surprise to me. A little bit of activity also throughout Australia. A couple 3s in the mix throughout the region. Up here around the Philippine plate northward, Taiwan area, seen a couple 4s. I believe the USGS, yes, they're actually showing that movement up here, just around the East China Sea. But overall, no major increase in seismic activity here around the region. One little lonesome earthquake here around the Kuro-Kamchatka Trench, 4.8. Around the Kuril Islands, pretty shallow at 10 kilometers. A pair of earthquakes out here in the Afghanistan region, 4.1 and a 4.2. Indian Ocean looks clear as a bell, at least in terms of earthquake activity goes, and the Atlantic as well. Not a whole lot moving throughout the Atlantic Ocean. Let's go ahead and check out the states here as we're lighting up the board a little bit. Some movement off the coast here of the Southern California region. off the coast of Santa Barbara. This is 2.4 at 16.8 kilometers. Again, some deeper movement occurring there in the Southern California region. It has been reviewed, so pretty deep movement once again in that area of the state. A little bit further south into Los Angeles, Oxnard area, a little bit of movement, some spotty activity. No major swarms that I can see or take note of here on the map for the Southern California region. A little spotty activity around the Ridgecrest area as well. Long Valley supervolcano looks pretty calm and clear. A little bit of movement here around the Truckee area. This is just north of Lake Tahoe, 1.9 and a 2.7 up there on the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Bay Area looks pretty quiet. One earthquake though, right smack dab on the San Andreas Fault with a 1.1. And we got some movement around the creeping section here with a couple small microquakes as well. Really getting in on the mix here today around the Cobb Mountain region with a couple earthquakes, about 33 earthquakes or so within this area of Cobb Mountain. Calpine Technologies there and Energy Solutions creating some energy from the whole process that goes on down there. Haven't got a chance to set up an appointment yet. Gonna do that pretty soon. I know somebody asked there in the comments if we're gonna be able to get down there and get a tour. That's still kind of in the mix. Got some stuff going on here with storm season, so kind of trying to squeeze that in there so we can get down there and get a little visual of what's going on from inside the operations there, which hopefully they'll let us do. We'll see. Willits, Ukiah area, some microquakes up here in the coastal range, and a little bit of activity up here on the eastern side or western side of Sierra Nevada outside of Mount Lassen. Nothing going on here though at Mount Lassen. Everything looks pretty clear in terms of seismic activity. Pacific Northwest, some movement outside of Seattle, and looks like just south of Mount Rainier. We'll go ahead and check out the Volcanic Seismicity Map here. Right now, let's see, there was 109 epicenters yesterday in the Tremor department. That was from yesterday's activity, mostly there in southern Oregon area. Volcanic map here, Mount St. Helens, where we've been seeing a little bit of swarming going on. Looks like they finally included a couple of the earthquakes. Three earthquakes they've added. Okay, a couple 0.1s and 0.3 onto the map. Well, I guess that's better than nothing, right? Let's see what else has been happening here. Maybe that swarm that we've seen was just not sufficient. But here's the last few hours here in this morning's time frame. Definitely some earthquake activity out here once again on this map. You can see a couple red, black, and blue. All these little spikes there indicative of some movement, some plate tectonic movement up there at Mount St. Helens. And the previous day, I think we've seen a little bit as well. See some of that activity. Go back the day before, and it really kind of lit up a little bit. Hasn't really kicked up since this date. In terms of magnitudes and multitudes here, as we're seeing on this map, but that's quite a number of earthquakes there for quite a while during that time frame at Mount St. Helens. Like I said, they added a couple, but definitely a lot more that has been happening there at the volcano. Go ahead and check out Mount Rainier while we are on it and see what we got cooking over here. I don't believe we have too much in the way of swarming. I think I checked this yesterday morning, and we didn't have too much activity. There's that just blown out of proportion type of event. I don't know why they do this, but then again, if there was earthquake activity, even in something like this, I think we'd be able to spot it. And like I say, it's just a little blown out in terms of attempting to monitor activity, and I'm not for sure why that's happening. Let's see, previous day. Check that out here. Wow, see, it's just not good. Let's see if I can bring anything else up here. Excuse me. That's even worse. All right, so we'll just keep monitoring it. If there was activity, we'd definitely be able to see it at some other local stations, but I think the majority of these are about the same far as that crazy signal that we're seeing there continuously Oh, actually, this one looks pretty decent. That's how it's supposed to look. And it looks like there was one earthquake here. Pretty close. That's a very localized earthquake signature. And kind of hard to tell if these other ones, these little tiny specks here, are earthquakes as well. I'm assuming they are, but very small, or perhaps very deep in terms of the that little signature right there. Let me check out the previous day. See what we got. Okay, a little bit more earthquake activity. Some S waves there from some prior earthquakes throughout the days. They're distant, but nothing large localized here at the volcano. And as far as them showing any type of movement, looks like the 24th they added a couple small earthquakes here into the region of Mount Rainier, right at the summit area. Now remember, volcanic or at least earthquake activity like this is very typical in terms of these numbers. If we start seeing some major swarms going on, kind of like we've seen there at Mount St. Helens a couple days ago, if that was like continuous for a couple days, then we'd start wondering what's going on there. Take a closer look at it. But very typical in terms of earthquake activity at a volcano in the Cascade Range. Let's see, Yellowstone, we checked that out. One earthquake up here coming in right now through the, what is that, Howell, Utah, 1.4 north of Logan, northwest of Logan. Looks like 5.5 kilometers for that earthquake. A little bit of movement outside the mountains here. So starting to see a little bit of uptick in earthquake activity on the interior part of the North American plate. Eastern, or at least southern plains area. Some earthquake activity up here north of Enid, outside of Medford, in the Waukeeta Trend and gas oil fields out there. We'll go ahead and check out the satellite view once again here. Just kind of, it's a no-brainer on what's going on out here. There's quite a few pumping operations, these little square boxes out here. And these earthquakes basically within thousands of feet of them. Same for over here. Got plenty of these little operation things going on out there in the oil fields. Backing out of here, let's see what else we got. Eastern part of the country looks pretty quiet, folks. Not a whole lot going on. Some movement up through Alaska range. Some microquakes. Looks like a little increase, notable increase in multitude of quakes here throughout the region, but no major large-scale movement to report in the Big Island. Got some regional activity here around the southeast flank, typical, and a little spotty activity up here through the Mauna Loa region with some very shallow earthquake activity up here at the summit. A couple small microquakes. Let's see what else we got. Solar weather, still kind of watching that. We're still kind of watching the solar weather activity, see what... let's see. It looks like it cannot be reached here. Kind of odd. A little on the odd side. Or they might be down. And it looks like that's refused to connect. Ooh, I wonder what's going on here. Okay, we can check out. Hold on a second here. Let's see if I can get this set up right. It's kind of odd that they refuse to connect. A little on the odd side. Maybe they're having some issues going on. I don't think it's me personally. I don't think so, because I tend to broadcast their site quite often. So if anything, it's bringing them traffic. Maybe they don't want it. Chance of flares today. The sun has quieted following some minor decay in sunspot complex 2993, 2994. There's still a chance of flares, a 40% chance of M flares, and a 10% chance of X flares on the 26th, according to the NOAA agency space weather prediction. And there is the visualization of the sunspots. Like I said, there's a little bit of dynamic mixing up here on these sunspots right here with the polarities. Some further development around the bend, and we'll kind of see how this plays out. Yeah, I'm not for sure what's going on. Let me check these guys one more time here. Yep. Connection refused. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here and enjoy this beautiful day once again here in California. It's supposed to be about 81 degrees. No rain in sight. I know I keep saying that, but man, maybe we'll get some rain if I keep talking about it. Hopefully. We'll see. All right, guys, have a good day. We will be back a little bit later on this evening with the update video, once again around 7 p.m. West Coast time. Actually, tonight it might be around 6 p.m. I got my nephew coming back over around 6:30 or so, and it's kind of hard to do an update video with him here, and also the other kids here in the mix. So probably be around 6 p.m. tonight, folks. So, all right, have a great day. Please stay safe out there and be prepared. We will chat you guys a little bit later.